Hi there and welcome to my new pick a card reading. This is about what message does Spirit have to say to you. I'm channeling these messages. I've just felt like doing this video right now, so I've charged up the stairs, chosen the cards with channeling energy. I've kept the piles a little bit messy because I'm feeling kind of messy with the energy, so that's good. What I want you to do now is choose one, two or three. Base this on anything you like except rational thinking, okay? If you need to pause the video and take a bit of time, that's fine. Usually it comes to you pretty quickly, but try not to think about it too hard. Sometimes more than one pile will call to you, and that's fine. I will put in the description box below and in the comment section timestamps for each one of these cards, so you can skip straight to 1, 2 or 3. You may have a question in mind already, or you may be a completely blank sheet as I am right now before I channel these messages. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hi number ones. Okay, let's have a look for you. I'm going to start. Wow, okay. Woo-hoo. So I've got 3 tarot cards. Yes. Ooh, okay, wow, you got such a powerful reading, number 1. Okay. You have had in your life, and possibly have currently in your life, a situation where somebody in some form or another is almost holding back your life force. I know that sounds quite dramatic, and it can be from any extent, you know, from 1 to like a trillion, but I got the 8 of Swords. This is Jupiter in Gemini. You can see that this person is blindfolded, they're bound. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Gemini is about the twins and about polarity and about wanting to stay and about wanting to go. There's somebody or something who has a really powerful influence on your life. Now, for some of you, this goes back as far as parents. For lots of you, it feels almost like up to the chin with it, you know, like a gutful. You may have had some issues with digestion, irritable bowel, all those kinds of things. About, I feel stuffed emotions, stuffing down anger, stuffing down terror and fright. For some of you, this situation may have become a pattern. This is what Spirit is talking to you about. You deserve, and particularly at the moment I've got here, I'm going to go messy. I'm going to dig into all the cards at once, okay? That's my style and that's what I'm being told, so we're doing it. You get life force, Aphrodite. Venus went retrograde yesterday. One message I'm getting for you, which I feel is really important to take straight to the heart, okay? And this is from Spirit. You deserve your life. That's a really strange message. I know it is. I know it's resonating with some of you. I know it is. I can feel it. This is a beautiful, it almost looks like a birth card, doesn't it? It's Spirit has their arms around you. It is safe. It's safe for you to love, but more importantly than just love, it's safe for you to live. Something in early life, and again I think picked up again perhaps in relationships, even at school, in work relationships, in love relationships, is this somebody just, it almost feels like you know, like there's a restricted breath. Somebody trying to stop you from living your life, breathing your life, being yourself, being authentic. It's difficult when these things happen at an early age because of the anger of it that comes up later. Any young child just wants to be loved. Any young child deserves to be loved. Every adult deserves to love themselves, okay? Brian and Wendy Frood, you have the Thief card. This was taken from you. That emotional safety net was taken from you. Your life force, as within the case of many people who have been suppressed, and this is suppression, okay? Many children particularly, but also adults who people feel the need to suppress. It's because their life force is very strong. People may have said you were a willful child, you know, you talked back, you were stroppy, you were difficult, all of those things. No, you had a strong life force. You still do, okay? Spirit is asking you, I can hardly speak at the moment because it's all coming out. Spirit is asking you to break free. Venus retrograde between now and the 17th of November, I think really till the end of November, then Mercury retrograde after that, almost till the end of the year. This is a golden opportunity for you to go into retrograde mode and literally to retrieve your freedom. Retrieve your freedom. Now, if you're in a love relationship, that may mean getting free from somebody, whether it's the memory of them, whether it's an ex, or whether it's a relationship of unavailability with somebody. Okay, the Thief can represent, of course, like we said, when your freedom was taken from you in the beginning, but that's just the beginning. That sets off a chain of a pattern that recurs again and again and again. You're being asked to break that. Next to the Eight of Swords here, Justice in the reverse. Karma. Karma. Whether it's past life, whether it's just this life, to me, almost doesn't matter. This karma, that's what I mean. This karma was set up from a young age with the Thief card. That's why there's anger. That's why there's stuffed down feelings, because there's no choice. You don't get any choice in that. And yet at the same time, this pattern is being offered to you as a gift. You get the gift card from the Joy Guides. Unpack this pattern, okay? It's painful, yes, but you will bear dividends from it in 2019. No question. Let go of triangulation. Now, it may be you were between two parents. It may be that you were always in a friendship group of 3 and you were the odd one out. Whatever it is, triangulation, it could be a third-party situation. It can even be just feeling like you don't fit in. Let go of triangulation in your life and let go of sorrow. Find a way if you can. You certainly have the bravery. You have the life force. That's what's made people want to hold you back in the first place, okay? Life will open up like a series of beautiful boxes once you can do this in all the areas. It doesn't matter whether you focus on love or whether you focus on career. Those two things aren't separate anyway. This is all joined together in one. This is about you unleashing your life force. And you deserve it, okay? You deserve it. Chuck Spezzano card. Letting go. Letting go. When a pattern is imposed on us by someone else, and that's where else would we get our knowledge from but for our early experiences. And it doesn't have to be your parents, by the way. It can be school, it can be anyone who had an influence. And it can seem like the smallest thing. It doesn't have to be a huge and sustained attack. It can just be the smallest thing that sticks with you. When we, I I'm getting another message now. Some of you are holding on to somebody's photographs or t-shirts or some kind of mementos of an ex, and also anything physical to do with that person. It would be good if you could to let that go. That's a message. I think it's because on here this person is dropping this card. It's really important that you don't allow what a more powerful force imposed on you in your early life to become your own. It feels like you've taken ownership of it and you now see yourself as limited or unfortunate or difficult. You know, I'm difficult to get on with, or I'm no use at love, or whatever it is. No. Okay, that's somebody else's pattern for you. It's not your pattern for yourself. Okay. This Eight of Swords here, Jupiter in Gemini. Notice as well, the swords never go all the way round. You can always walk out, but the only way to walk out is to loosen the blindfold and let these drop to the floor. 8 in tarot is a number of movement. Spirit is asking you to walk forwards. And I can't remember where I read this, but I read a quote, and I'll get all the quote wrong because I always do. If all you can do is stumble, then stumble. Okay? If all you can do is crawl, then crawl. But come forward, okay? Let go. This is the healing card of letting go. Leave it all behind. It doesn't mean forget it. No, you can't forget it. You need to completely and utterly take it for what it is. You will find also that if you do throat chakra meditations, you can get them on YouTube. If you do anything to, I get someone like pressing on this area, anything to do with solar plexus, work on those chakras. Don't even work is the wrong word. Celebrate those chakras, okay? Meditate with them. See them as a gift. This is your life force. Some of you, I'm getting speaking, vlogging, singing, screaming. If you need to put your car windows up and go and have a big old scream, my God, that would be so liberating. Some of you have been silenced a long time and taken it upon yourself to keep quiet. No, you don't have to go and chew someone's ear off and go and shout at someone, but let it out. Singing's a fabulous way to let it out. Doesn't matter if your voice is any good or not. I sing when I'm washing up. Feels like, it's called a craw. The stuff stuck in the craw, okay? Let it out. You will be surprised how liberating this is. And once you release your really powerful life force, you'll find in 2019, opportunities actually come rushing in. Your oracle card is playfulness. Playfulness is only really afforded to you when you feel free. Playfulness as well is unleashing your life force, skipping, singing, running, shouting, anything you like to get it on the move again, okay? Whoa, that was a really powerful message. If you want a private reading, check the description box, okay? And we can take that further. But otherwise, wow, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And thank you, number 1. Whew. Namaste. Number 2. Okay, let's have a look for you. I'm just going to put that to one side. So, okay. Wow. This is number 2. This is a quiet, it's a quieter feeling pack. The message that I get first of all is that you have been confused for some time about either an ex or somebody in a karmic relationship with you. Got the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is a card of confusion, a lack of clarity. It feels like a situation or relationship which has been shrouded in chaos and confusion. Now, we had eclipses in 2018, or we've had eclipses. July the 28th is standing out. I hope I got the date right. That's a full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius. These eclipses seem to have thrown up confusion and distance with somebody or something from the past. And you want to know how to, I don't think it's move on is the right word. I think you want to know. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is the nostalgia card. It's someone from the past. It's karmic relationship. Some of you have been waiting to hear from someone, waiting for them to make something clear to you, which they don't seem to have wanted to do for some reason. The message that I'm getting here from Spirit is about risk. This is about this trapeze artist. When you go on a trapeze and it looks really scary, you have to rely on being caught by a partner. Something about this situation, the momentum is going to change. We're going into Venus retrograde. It changed, it went into retrograde yesterday, but it's been in its shadow period for a couple of weeks. Now, Venus retrograde is not the best time to start a brand new relationship, whether that is friends, work or love. But it's a very good time for looking back over love matters or resolving love matters. Now, for some of you, this is an ex, and maybe all you're looking for is some kind of closure. But it looks like in some mysterious way you will be getting it. Enough that you can move forward. And I don't mean necessarily leave them behind or move on, because I don't really get that. I just mean move forward and not be quite so stuck in confusion. Confusion is a painful place. No human likes to be stuck in confusion. Some of you may have been experiencing tiredness, dizziness, insomnia. Sometimes when there's something we really need to know the answer to, especially concerning love or someone else, we fill our heads with so many thoughts of trying to find out what the possible answer might be that we actually make ourselves vertiginous like this. And it just feels overwhelming. Spirit sending the message, got the Hanged Man in the reverse. So in other words, what I call the stand man, is in the right way up. For me, this is almost like a boulder on top of a hill, and there's a wedge underneath, and you kick the wedge out of the way and the boulder goes. Something which has been stuck will be unpacked and revealed for you. Now, we have Venus retrograde from about now until the 17th of November, but actually probably the end of November, I would say. Then straight banging to Mercury retrograde, which I think really runs till kind of at least the end, I would say the end of December. Right, all this takes us in retrograde up to 2019. You're going to get some answers, but they may surprise you. You get answers, you get clarity, but it's not necessarily what you thought. Prick up your ears. Heart of the Fairy Oracle card. I like this card. It's the ears of a hare. Now, as we know, hares and rabbits have these large ears because they're small and they're vulnerable and they're in the open field and they need to hear vibration and noise and predators and messages so that they can put themselves in position or hide or make their move. The weird message I get for you from Spirit is that when you get your clarity, when you get your answers, it won't necessarily be verbal. There's a need for you to tune in to dreams and to signs. Here we've got this card, the Oracle card of Solitude. Now, if you can see here, there's somebody just sitting in lotus in front of a tree, and the tree puts their arms around the person. It's a feeling of being at one with nature and with the universe. And I feel like if you can do that, I mean, I like a good tree hug. I don't necessarily like hog the whole thing in public, but I definitely put an arm on. Like, you know, hi. I just like to feel the pulse of a tree. You're going to get messages. I know this sounds nuts, okay? But I know it's resonating too, because I can feel it. That for you will give you answers about what to do next, about your next move, okay? And the other message I get from Spirit for you is that all love is a risk. It involves risk. Relationships involve risk. Trust that you will be caught. Trust. You get the Oracle card of trust. Trust that you will be caught. The universe has got your back. Chuck Spezzano, we get the hidden self. It's important in this scenario not to feel like a victim of a situation. For some of you, this has been a very difficult situation, particularly if it's involved a breakup. But at the same time, and this sounds really, really cheesy, you are a child of the universe, okay? I said it. I said it. You belong. The message I get is you belong. You are not singled out. This situation isn't over yet. You don't have all the answers yet. They don't look like you think they will. You will get them between now and 2019, and they will be in strange forms that aren't verbal. Put yourself in places of trust, in places of nature, in places you love, and prick up your ears. And that doesn't just mean your ears, that's all of your senses, psychic and otherwise. And look out for your dreams. Whew. Okay, number 2. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below. That was quite a strong reading as well, wasn't it? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Hello, number 3. Okay, let's have a look for you. A message that I got in between doing number 2 and number 1, and this may be for you actually, number 3, is that some people are feeling that actually all 3 of these, they fancy all 3 of these readings and that they're all going to resonate, and I kind of get that too. So if that's the case with you, don't be afraid. Just because I call it pick a card doesn't mean you're excluded from number 2 and number 1. So if when you were choosing number 3, you were itching to choose something else, but you couldn't decide, and you feel compelled to only have to choose one, Go with what you really want to do. If you want to look at another one, look at another one. If you want to look at all of them, look at all of them. Because they're actually 3 very different readings, and they do resonate, I think, together, which is quite strange. Okay. What do we need to know? Number 3. Now, weirdly, I just read that card wrong, and I read Star Child. So for some of you, Star Child is a thing that's really important. Okay. The Tower in reverse. Number 3s. What you resist persists. When the Tower is in reverse, sometimes something is really trying to knock on your door and tell you something. Something is trying to change. Some of you have been feeling quite tight and complicated, and some of you as well are calling on what I would call survival mechanisms. In the healer guides, we get survival. Now, this person is in a boat surrounded by sharks. There's only so many things you can do. And often this is about surviving rather than living. And the question that Spirit's asking you at the moment is, are you living or are you existing? Are you actually living your true, authentic life the way you want to? Survival is something that sometimes we grow up with, and sometimes we just feel in our life, we feel like we need to obey the rules, we need to fit in, we need to make a living, we need to do whatever it is. But survival in itself, and some of you as well are plagued by, it could be OCD, it could be repetitive mental thoughts that use up your energy levels. Spirit is telling me, and this is just for a small number of you, that if you do have compulsions, it might be the right time to seek the right therapist for that. You could have really good success with it. We are in Venus retrograde until mid-November, then Mercury is retrograde. Anything to do with retrograding is good for going back over old issues. Anything that isn't now is an old issue, okay? But it's affecting you now. There is a need for some of you to free your inner child. I know it's cheesy to use the word inner child, but it's here and it's there. So, freedom. I love this freedom card. Some of you are fire signs, and I'm really getting that. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Okay? Whipping it off, running around the field. Woohoo! And the inner child. Intuition. And again, that person, look, there they are, running around the field. Okay. That person, woohoo, running around the field, is inside you at the moment. When you're in survival mode, and you're in survival mode, or you have been, you don't have time. It's a bit like parents who work really hard. They don't really have time sometimes to really listen to their children because they're just working so damn hard. They're so tired. This is you. If you are your own inner child, you're distracting yourself. Some of you are falling into hiding out patterns. That's what I mean about OCD. For some of you, it's literally OCD, arranging things, counting things, cleaning things. But for others, it's Netflix, social media, whatever. We all have our own hiding out and distraction. type methods, but they're not always authentic, and they're nearly always shielding us from something really very important. Some of you are wanting to change your job. Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is about working somewhere where you're not appreciated, or the work isn't shared out evenly, or quite honestly, you're working below your talent level. Again, that's a survival mindset. I need to be here. I need this paycheck. Of course, we all need to pay the bills. But it's amazing how when you open up and play, sometimes money rolls in. You don't have to be chained to something. The Tower is telling, allow the Tower to happen. When the Tower happens, these are epiphanies, okay? These lightning bolts. This Tower is built on falsehood. And the Tower itself, like this, it goes. It needs to. The card after the Tower in the Major Arcana is the Star. Wishing upon a star. Yes, you can have what you wish for. That's what Spirit's saying to you as well. Yes, you can have what you wish for. For some of you, it's literally to feel like you're in charge of your life rather than your life being in charge of you. Eight of Wands. This is movement. Things are going to move for you. That's another message for you. You may look at travelling, especially if you're afraid of flying or something like that. Some of you dealing with phobias. I'm getting a lot of this kind of restrictive mental activity. The opportunity to release that, the opportunity to be a healer and work with people who have mental health difficulties. Oh yes. If that's something you're wanting to do, if you're wanting to go into spiritual bodywork or Reiki or anything like that, and you could do it online as well. This is my card for the internet, social media, being online. For some of you, just your presence on a social media site will heal someone else and yourself at the same time. I'm getting a message, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed, from A Course in Miracles. Then we get the Green Woman. I love this card. This woman is integrating into the forest floor. It's a verb, greening. Greening is to grow. Literally, you can't, survival is about staying the same. I'm going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it like this because if I let it go, if I take a chance, if I step out of this boat, I'm going to get eaten by sharks. That's it. That's my experience. Okay. Now look, this is so interesting. I'm excited. Do you see this survival card where the person is surrounded by the sharks? Look at your healing card, your Chuck Spezzano healing card, leadership. Quite a different boat. Now, this person is almost caught in a vortex here, surrounded by these sharks. Look though, the hands are coming down to just pluck them out of the sea. And then this person is going downstream. In terms of law of attraction, okay, you have a calling. This is a calling. You have a calling which you're aware of. It will give you freedom and it will take you, the momentum takes you downstream. You're going to find assistance, information, help, job opportunities, the lot, which will help you to go with this particular flow. It's a flow, not, what do they call that? The thing when water goes thing and then you go glug. I'm not a scientific person. What do they call it? Like a cyclone in the water. No, it's about this open fields and flow, but also look, it's leadership. Leadership. Some of you are fire signs, some of you are air signs. Leadership. You will get the chance not only to take your boat downstream, but to invite others into it. Whew. Freedom. So number 3, wow, leave me a comment. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box, and do please share this video and subscribe to the channel and check out my other pick a card readings. Thank you for being with me, numbers 1, 2 and 3. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.